Well, hello there. So, first of all, welcome to the stream. You can't see anything. I know that you can't see anything. I forgot that we're racing after we had to cancel the race last week and postpone to this week. I already forgot that there's a race, which is very good. In my defense, I am fairly busy with lots of other things. For example, my AS level exams. I think that's a fairly decent reason to forget there's a race, and now I have to check my files because on my own YouTube channel I am doing a My Team series and I'm using various livery mods, track sponsor updates, the lot. Basically that's it, but it means I have semi-modular mods in, it means I have 11 different liveries modded in, it means I have track updates, not for Mexico specifically, but yeah. Basically what it means is that the game is not happy with me playing online, which means Steam is now taking its sweet time to reset my files here, which is amazing. Good thing is then I've removed the track updates that I don't need anymore. I mean, I guess that's fairly decent. But yeah, it's about 2/3 done now checking the files. Amazing. In the meantime, I can give you a little bit of an update about what is going down this race. So first of all, how many people are even attending? 12 accepted, but I think I'm one of them. Alright, so we have 11 drivers who accepted attendance. In terms of what happened at Zandvoort, very clean racing, so there has been no incidents. I've checked incident verdict multiple times, and well, there's absolutely nothing at all. So I'm just assuming everybody's been I just assume everybody's been super clean and there's absolutely nothing to complain about. We're at 82%. Good. Well, if you already miss F1 racing, I think I keep mentioning IndyCar here. They're having a race this weekend around Indianapolis Grand Prix circuit, so that's, I mean, they race twice there every season. I don't understand why, but they just do. Which is fair enough, I guess. Last year the first race was a bit dull. The second one was pretty good. This is the first one this season, so I don't know if maybe just the one in autumn is generally better, or late summer. It's like August, or was it already September? I can't remember. It doesn't really matter. Anyhow, it's yeah. And then I mean in 2 weeks' time it's going to be the Indy 500, which I'm fairly excited for. Also excited for is that Steam is finally done checking the files. It is updating them now, which is not taking so long. Yes, just verify it. Let's go. Alright, here we go. Going in game. I hope it's not going to put me in a car. Alright. I think we should be able to catch the end of qualifying. Game is taking its sweet time to load here. I'm just gonna claim my rewards in the meantime. I don't know how I even get those because, you know. Let's well, the problem, or well, the slight problem seems to be that obviously because Jan is racing so well, I can't really blame him if he doesn't invite me immediately. I mean, I should be on time really, if you think about it. It's my problem if I'm not on time. It just sucks if you wanted to watch the stream. Yeah, I mean, you know, if he's busy racing, then I can't really demand him to, you know, just interrupt his qualifying lap or something to invite me. But I was kind of hoping that he's not in a quali stage right now where he'd have to be out on track even. Oh well. This is all going great. I'm hoping that at some point he just goes quickly into the pit lane to change tires, and I mean at that point if you don't have 10 seconds to quickly invite me, then, you know, but whatever. I mean, it should have started 15 minutes ago if they really started the lobby, the qualifying, perfectly on time. So he'd have about 3 minutes to go in the session. So he might be on an out lap. But if you're on the out lap, can't you quickly on the second or the first or the second straight just inv me? I guess it's okay. I mean, sometimes the problem is sometimes the AI just does weird stuff, especially in terms of like impeding. You just don't really want to get impeding because your AI goofed up. Well, hi Scott. How you doing? Um, as you can see, qualifying is very exciting. Seems like everybody is very busy racing. Well, it's great to hear that you're good. I'm also good, apart from having exams. I have chemistry AS on Monday, which is going to be horror at 8 in the morning as well. So, yes, not looking forward. At least it's already the second paper, then I've only got the third one to go. Chemistry was a mistake. That is not ideal. Yeah. But the thing is, the way my school schedules lessons, English always is first in the morning, but I don't have English lessons anymore because I've done the English exam, and well, just the way it works out, I don't have an English course right now because I'm done with it. So I always only start at like 9:30. So now I have to be there at 8, and you have to be half an hour early for the exam so I can get up 2 hours earlier than usual. So it's fantastic. Yeah, just waiting to get an invite right now. No. That's, yeah, well. What's even worse is that the fact that I probably won't pass chemistry, because I'm just terrible at it. I mean, I didn't put in the biggest of efforts, I'll admit that, but it really sucked. I think qualifying's soon gonna be done. Time should be nearly up, so they're about to finish their laps, I'm guessing, and I guess we'll have a bit of a surprise grid. Yeah, well, I thank you for telling them to invite me. That's great. I mean, I tried as well telling them, but maybe when it comes from the master himself, when the boss is going like, do things now, then it's like, okay, we're hurrying. I mean, I understand it if they're like, busy doing their qualifying. They want to focus on, well, they're qualifying obviously. So it's okay. Ah, there we go. Thanks a lot. Oh, now Matty, Jan, Matty, everyone's inviting me. Woo! I mean, now they're sending like 100 invites. I'm good, boys. Oh, we're at the end of Q1. We're at the end of Q1, so we do see the grid line up. Marcel Jan with a 1:16.186, 5,000 faster than Matti Jonga, and well, it's still a solid 1:16.454 for Jan in the Williams, but not enough to challenge for the front row there. But it's very close on pace. There really, 5,000 is absolutely nothing. That's a couple of centimeters we're talking here, probably. So, yeah, that's massive. I mean, we're gonna have a bit of a break now, anyways. As you see, the leaderboard, Haas there qualifying bottom. How is Tim in Haas now? He's yeah, well, Tim keeps switching teams. Anyhow, 4,000 on a track length of 4,304 meters. That is the distance divided by 76 point, what's that, 18. What did I say? 185, 186, 186 seconds. This can't be right. No, this can't be the correct average speed. Distance divided by time. Oh, that was meters per second. I'm an idiot. .190. This is meters per second, 56.49 meters per second. Hold on. That is 203.36 kilometers an hour average speed. Now, with this average speed, a time difference anyhow, we see the race start as the lights go out, the Mexico City, and it's a run down to turn 1. Marcel Jan in the lead, Jan second in the Williams car, Falcon on the inside in the Red Bull. It's all kicking off behind there. 3-4 cars next to each other. It's a huge mess there. The two Williams have bogged down the order, and they got Sean in the Mercedes on the inside, and it's 5 wide as they exit the chicane. You've never seen anything like it as they head down into turns 4 and 5. Matti from P2 drops down to P6. It's an absolute mess. Sean gets dive bombed by Tim into the into the double right in the small stadium section. Oh my god, Sean retains his P7 position as Tim has hit him. There he was still alongside, and we have a safety car on lap 1 as Sean is into the wall and invisible to the cameras apparently. Already front wing damage. at least it's just front wing damage. I think what happened there is that we know that the proximity arrows, they don't immediately turn red when you're alongside. So I think Tim was alongside thinking he'd be given room. Matty already boxing. Jan already boxing, not Matty. He started on the hard compound tyre. That seems to not have worked out for him. He says, I don't like this tyre. I'm going to get rid of it right away. And he switches to a set of mediums, so he can do medium and another set of medium to the end. And we've got hards to mediums as well for Sean. He has to switch tyres though because of the damage. So yeah, we've got those two at the end of the field. And especially Jan will be looking to clamp back positions. But I was about to do some smart math. Which hasn't exactly worked out. Right, Sean is 1 second off his own times he did with me. Oh, fair enough. That's not great. The second is a lot, especially on such a short lap time. But yeah, shit happens. You know, track limits here is pretty difficult on this track, so we shall see. Divided by 76.185 seconds is still this. Now this is the average speed in meters per second. Now if I times this, because speed times time equals distance, times 5,000ths of a second, that is 28 centimeters difference. Okay, that's actually quite a lot. That's like 11 inches. It's 10 and a half. It's like 10 and a half inches. Fair enough. That was interesting first lap, yeah. So what I think happened is that Tim thought he'd be given room. I think Tim was alongside with his front wing so that the proximity arrow did not turn red for Sean, so Sean just turned in for the corner and kind of like turned himself across there. So it's a bit of a 50-50 one, I think. This is what I believe happened looking at it from the outside. I wouldn't say that Tim spun Sean on purpose. I don't think so. Speaking of Sean, who is still on the main straight, so he's taking his sweet time to close in here on the safety car. You still can't see him there in the background. He's still not there, still not visible. He's now in the second DRS zone of the lap, so he's still 24 seconds behind the pack, but he looks to be speeding up now. It looks like he's now up the pace and looks to be closing in a bit more. The question is, will the safety car still be in this lap? Let's go on board with Sean. It's going to give us a bit of a better idea of how fast he's really going. He's not pushing to the limit. I mean, he doesn't have to, but yeah, he's closing in slowly. And I'm not sure if he's still got the brakes on a little bit to warm the tyres. But safety car is in this lap. Safety car is still in this lap. There's only one corner to go, but race control calls Bernd Mailander in at the latest possible point here in the lap. And we've got an Alfa Romeo straight into the pit lane. I have no clue why that is. What tyres is he on? Softs? What is he going to switch to? I have no idea. He retires from the session. Why on earth would you do that? And we've got Falcon to the inside of Marcel. Is the Red Bull going to go through there? Turns one. Not managed to do it. Still there. Can he get a better exit through turns 3 and re-challenge as he's been sort of squeezed out? He had got to get rid of 5-second pen. The Alfa Romeo. Okay. Yeah, but anyhow, he retired from the race, so I don't really know why he would do that, as Marcel squeezes out the Red Bull or Falcon there a little bit and maintains his track position at the front of the field. And he's now going to try and pull away make some big strides here on those soft compound tyres, try and make use of that faster rubber, because everyone behind I think is on the medium, it looks. Falcon certainly is. Yin is even on the hard tyre. Jan has switched to fresh mediums. Matty's on mediums. Tim, I'm not even sure. I think that looks like mediums from up here. It looks yellowish. But no, I meant Sean. No, I mean Sean had to change the wing anyways, so I'm not too confused about Sean here. So no, Tim is actually on the white wall, and we've got RX Racer. Not really, not here right now. He's busy, it appears, or his connection broke or something like that. What tyre is he on? Softs. Oh, he'll be fuming because those softs are now wasted if he's not racing. But I don't understand the Alfa Romeo. Why would you retire in a race with only 9 cars? I mean, first of all, you're already in the points no matter what happens, so you just gotta finish the race, or at least complete 90% of the leaders' race distance in order to be classified. RX Racer's PS died. Right. Well, that's a shame, because why would you retire? Even if you last, it's a safety car restart on like lap 4. We're coming to the end of lap 5 now. There's 36 laps to go in this race. You've absolutely got everything still to play for, and you retire. RX's PlayStation has just died, is the info that I'm getting here, as Jan makes a move for P3. He's now onto the podium. Matty will be also looking to make some progress back here. He's gonna be next one to knock on Yin's door. Well, that's not really surprising. He's on hards, and he's opted to not get rid of them in the early safety car. Although Matty also out on hards, so yeah, I'm really curious to see how that's going to play out for them, because the idea is that Jan got rid of the hards, and he's now my Merc Engine guy's playing the team game. Yeah, possible. Who knows? I mean, Marcel not walking away right now. But the hard tire runners, the idea certainly was for Jan to get rid of the hards so he can now do medium, which is much more favourable, I would say. And if you've got so little cars out on track, you're not losing plenty of spots, really. It's not hard to overtake around here. I mean, you've got a massive straight where you can really get in the slipstream and make something happen, as we've missed Falcon go for a move into the lead. I was kind of focused on Matty because I thought he was gonna push on to make some progress here, but we've got Red Bull in the lead right now, and it's well, it's a bit odd really to not be upset about this, but it's actually quite interesting to see. Just sort of a picture that you're like, do I have to see this in the F1 game as well now? It's just a Red Bull out front. Well, I'm not sure this is going to be the order that we're going to see at the finishing line, but until then we've got another, 29 exciting laps to go. Right now, I guess what is happening here is just some DRS swapping, I guess, in order to try and maximize efficiency here in this stint, and maybe the pit stop phase will separate them a bit, because certainly if you're Marcel you want to box a bit earlier on those softs maybe, or you want to hang back, actually save your tyres and just wait. Just sit and wait until the others box so you can box along with them. Stretch those softs by just staying behind, letting the others pull you along with DRS. In this case that would be Falcon. And was that maybe a track limit already for Falcon there on the exit? I'm not sure if he went over the white line there on exit of the stadium entry. May have just done so. And, well, RX Racer really just dropping all the way back. So he's not doing anything. That could have been a track limit there on exit. As we see Jan maybe going for a move on Marcel. No, he is going to stay behind for now. But I've got a feeling that he's not going to be patient for much longer. I've got a sense that he's got a bit of pace to burn, and that now the soft tyres are starting to get towards that first wear phase above 25%, and that is now going to get really, really tough for Marcel through the corners, especially through the slow speed stuff, as he just tries to threaten Falcon a bit there, just, you know, moving over a bit in the brake zone, showing himself in the mirror, making that proximity arrow move to maybe make the Red Bull a little bit nervous. But the Williams is super close here on exit, 2.5 tenths. He's certainly got a great slipstream, but so does Marcel on Falcon. So now what is going to go down into turn 1? Is the Aston Martin going to go for a move on the Red Bull? Yes, he is. No, he isn't. He thinks better of it. He's probably not really used battery, maybe even you know, not gone quite 100% throttle there towards the end of the straight to just keep going, keep the pace up, stay fast, and try and keep that gap to Matty and Sean behind to not let them close in. That could just be the mission right now. And Marcel weaving again a little bit there to maybe try and intimidate the Red Bull, just show like, hey, I'm still there, I'll let you have this position for now, but if I really want to, I can go for it, I can make a move, and I can get past you. I'm faster still on these tyres, on these, well, now probably not so fresh soft tyres at this point. So again, DRS open for the Aston Martin. Now the Red Bull was flashing there, so maybe this is the point where you might want to go past the Red Bull when he starts flashing on the straights. That's a sign that he's out of battery, and maybe you really want to make a move, as we see some tyre performance graphics here. Marcel really a bit higher than Jan on the tyre wear, but Jan also now reaching those 25%. Thanks a lot for that graphic. That was kind of useful. But actually Marcel's tyre wear is pretty good if you think about it. Jan went out those mediums when the softs were already a lap old, and that was a racing lap, and then, well, on the safety car the difference is not really big, as Tim Blythe is the first one to get a penalty for track limits. That is 3 seconds will be added to his finishing time, as we get another penalty straight away. 3 seconds for multiple warnings. Again, is that just a glitch, or has he actually got 2? Sean speeding in the pit, succeeding track limits. Has Tim just got... Yeah, within a matter of... Like... Can't have been more than 3 or 4 corners, so he must have really got it crossed up in the S's there. But maybe at that point you'd rather step out, you lose a second on track, yes, but you don't get a 3-second pen. You know, just as like a suggestion, but yeah, sometimes you just want to keep your foot in, you're like, I get this back on the racing line, and then you don't. You think you've got it, but you don't. It happens. But now Jan, look at this. He's really close. They're all really close here, the top 3, but Jan is especially close to Marcel. And I am just a little bit intrigued. This race seems to be very tactical, but DRS on this track is extremely powerful, because remember on this game as well, it's kind of a bit meta to run higher wings, especially compared to like F122 where low wings were extremely meta, so it's like pretty much the opposite. And here at Mexico, it is beneficial to run a bit high wings because it really helps you out in the brake zones, it helps you out through those S's, as Marcel is now on the outside of Falcon, going for the move, but Marcel is flashing, so will he have the power on exit as he gets a slide there? He gets a little bit of a bump from the Red Bull, and Jan is through into P1, Falcon into P2, and we've got Yin up into P4. Marcel is now within DRS of Matty, and Matty might just, you know, have an edge on tyres. Those hards might not have yet reached the 25% limit, and that could prove crucial in this race for Marcel at least, because he'll be looking to get back up in front, but he's not got any battery. He's not got any battery to burn. So Matty, he can see that. He can see the Aston flashing, and he's like, this is my opportunity. He's 1.2 seconds behind the others up in front. Just over a second now. He won't have DRS, but he doesn't have a lot of battery. So this is now his opportunity to slingshot himself past the Aston Martin and into the DRS of the leading group. Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna make the move? Yes, he is. Burning the battery, but he's not close enough. He's 2 seconds behind. He's getting DRS again. That's right, but maybe the times just weren't right, the gaps there, because I can't imagine how he would have lost a second with DRS on the straight, as we see Falcon, who's under pressure from Yin. Yimo is here really going for it, really now trying to get past Falcon, because he does seem a little bit unsettled. He's now 7/10 back, 8/10, 9/10 through this section, 8.5/10, let's say, not quite 9/10. But it looks like he's dropping a bit, and he's flashing on the battery. He's flashing, so he's out of deployment. So we'll see if the Mercedes has maybe a little bit more to give now on the straight, and if he can get past. He looks fairly good through these couple corners. Sean gets a penalty, so he also now kind of in difficulties, in a bit of trouble. Pit stop. Tim has pit. He's pit onto mediums already. That's an interesting one. But maybe he thinks there's going to be a safety car as Falcon goes past Jan, who doesn't seem to have any interest in burning battery to necessarily stay ahead. So he doesn't seem very desperately clinging on to the lead, as Matty Jonga has managed to get within a second, and he's dragged Marcel along. Sean is also within DRS, so we've got now from P1 to P6 a massive train. Everybody's back together. What a race this is. This could get very spicy here. We'll have different strategies, we'll have different tyres in the second stint. It looks like everybody is going for a one stop, definitely, as Falcon's not looking great here. He looks a bit uncomfortable on his tyres at this stage, and Jan is just faster, and Yin's got his 3-second penalty. It's sort of a matter of time until more people get a pen. The question is just, is anybody going to get through without one? Because that could prove crucial around this circuit. It's nearly as bad for track limits as, say, Austria is, because you've got this S section and it's so easy to run wide through those fast corners, especially once the tyres start to go off a little bit. You do feel that beforehand, but it's really hard to guess how much you can really give through this S section. And if you're chasing down someone, or you're trying to get away maybe from the pack behind you, then it really is very, very tough to stay within track limits there. But that's, in the end, what separates a good driver from an excellent driver. As we see Falcon step out there with the rear end, Jan is through to the inside into the S section, and we now see that he looks definitely more confident through this S section. His car looks more planted to me than the Red Bull. Is the Red Bull going to get under pressure here by the Mercedes? No. Yin's not going for that move. He's playing the smart game here. He's going to wait up a little bit. Oh, bit of a tap there into the back end of Falcon as he gets a warning, and we've got RX Racer into the pit lane, so we'll get no mess here with him getting lapped, as he's being lapped whilst in the pit lane. Tim gets another penalty. Gonna catch all them track limits. Gonna catch them all track limits. Yeah. Anyhow, RX Racer back out on medium tyres. Marcel has chosen the hards. That's going to be interesting to see. And he's closing in on Tim though on the medium. That's unsurprising. Marcel is the faster driver. That's no disrespect here towards Tim. You just got to face the facts, and I think he knows that Marcel is a faster driver. I don't think he's got any illusions there. The Red Bull back into the lead. It's sort of a back and forth here. It's no decision has yet fallen in this race. It's really anybody's game here still. I think Jan's got an advantage because he can go onto another set of medium tyres, and I think that might prove crucial. Because these guys, they're going to try and stretch their stints to not do too many laps on the hard tyres, those who haven't got the hards on. So those who will be on mediums in the final stint, they're probably at an advantage. The only thing that might put Falcon at an initial advantage is if he can stretch this long enough to go to a set of softs, as Jan not really wanting to make that move there, so he just tucks in behind again. Falcon defended that, so I'm not really sure if I were him if I wanted to be leading, but I think the others are not really keen on P1 either, so they're right now sort of happy to let him stay out in front and leave him unable to recharge his battery. As Jan, again, he just gets a really good exit, but he's just not willing to make that move. He doesn't want to, and he's not going to. And I think that Falcon might have made a mistake here. I think he tried to clinch on to the lead, at least for a couple laps. He really tried to cling on to the lead and thinking, I don't know, maybe he can get the others to drain their battery and get ahead as Jan loses position to Yin. That's not really that much of a concern for him right now, as he gets a bit sideways there, gets a bit crossed up out of turn 3. Maybe his medium's starting to let go a bit, and he's feeling it. He's really feeling it. as we see a tyre comparison between Yin and Yang. Sounds like the Wish version of Yin and Yang, but you can see that over 50% tyre wear for Jannemann. So my guy is probably now feeling that second wear phase where the hards aren't there yet in that phase. This difference between the hard and the medium is only ever going to become greater the longer the stint goes on, obviously. So yeah, Yin might for now have a bit more pace as we see Falcon into the pit lane. He's pulling in, and he's most likely going to go onto a set of hard tyres. He's on mediums. Did he box? Did he box on the safety car? Do we know? No, Falcon has done medium. He has to stop again. What is the strategy here from Red Bull? Maybe he knows that on the hard tyres he's not going to have a great time, as Falcon is now behind Tim. We'll see how quickly he can get past him. Marcel has done so already. I mean, he's now here on this straight, so it's not going to happen right away, although he is closing in rapidly. So maybe we're going to see him move into the double right here. Is he going to risk that? No, he isn't. His battery light is flashing, so he's still got barely any charge. That's not really putting him in a great spot right now, but he's got fresher tyres. He's on the undercut. Jan has taken over the lead. He's not been keen on really pushing hard so far in this race, but obviously now when I'm focusing on somewhere else, as Matty and Sean pit, as I'm focusing my attention to somewhere else where I think there might be an overtake happening soon, they've got a battle for the lead. As we see Falcon making a move there, Sean and Matty back out the pits. Both are on mediums. And both have DRS here. But is Matty going to make a move into turn 4? He looks quick. He looks a bit punchy here out of the chicane. Let's see if he fancies an overtake. But yeah, Sean having DRS makes this kind of more difficult. I think maybe if Sean hadn't had it, that would have made it easier for Matty, and I think then he might have gone for it. As we keep looking at this battle here, yeah, Matty, oh my god, Tim has got another 3-second pen. That's so frustrating. But I just know that he's struggling for consistency. That's his biggest weakness. He knows that. He's told me so. Yin is into the pit lane. Mercedes getting on fresh tyres here. As Matty may be looking to make a move. Yes, he is. There we go. Past and into P5. And if he's now quick through this chicane, which he is, look at that. And Tim is driving into the runoff. Tim is like, I'm going to let these boys pass. This is no use here. This is not my battle. I'm just going to get out the way. And he lets Yin pass as well. Very fair from him to do so. He could have spiced this up a little bit. So from my perspective, I'm like, why do you have to do that? But yeah, Falcon, he's looking to get closer to Marcel in P2, whilst Jan is staying out on those mediums. I don't think he can finish the race on those tyres. That's probably impossible. I think that must be impossible. As he's into the pit lane. He's into the pit lane and he's onto a set of fresh mediums, but he'll be able to really push now. The question is just, how far back is he going to be as Falcon goes for the lead? He's not got much battery left, but he doesn't care. He just goes for it. And into P1, but I think Marcel's going to be able to keep up here. I'm not sure he's really got the pace to pull away. Although, if he uses all the rest of his battery, and those mediums should be faster than the hards at this stage, as we got a caution, yellow flag. What could this be for? I have no idea. It's gone now. Maybe Falcon can pull away with the better tyre grip. Maybe through the S section he will be faster. We'll have to wait and see as the Red Bull goes into this fast complex of corners. And Marcel's going to have DRS here on this straight, maybe through the stadium, but I don't think you can pull 4/10 on him through the stadium. He won't let that happen as he hops the curb there a bit, maybe not ideal. You should just scrub it with your tyre wall, scrub along that sausage curb. That's when you really hit the perfect apex. And Falcon is not getting away here, and I don't think he's gonna do so. He had to do it now on this lap. This was his moment to break away. He's not managed. Although he is quick on the straight. Maybe he's running low wings, I wonder. Sean gets overtaken by Matty. He must have re-overtaken Matty at some point. But these two are maybe also just swapping to try and get back towards these two here. As we've got Jan, who's about 10 seconds back, I'd say, from Falcon. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, Jan is about 10 seconds back, which is doable in like 12 and a half laps. But it's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy going, as Sean manages to just stay inside the DRS of Matty for now, but maybe Matty is pushing to create a gap, but it doesn't look like it. Sean has closed in massively on the straight. I mean, yes, he had DRS, but it's kind of a short one. If Matty was using his battery to get away, he wouldn't have closed in like that, although now, through the technical bit, through the stadium, maybe pulling a gap, but 8/10 is not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. They're already on the main straight. No. Are we gonna see these groups get back together here? Are we gonna see Jan enter the mix again? That is the question. The thing is, as long as they are not battling here, as Sean has overtaken Matty, that kind of took me by surprise here. I should look at them a little bit more, because Marcel doesn't seem very keen still on retaking that lead for now. He sort of looks happy to kind of sit back, charge his battery, save his tyres. He's going to have better tyre wear, probably, on the hards anyways. So, yeah, as Tim gets another 3-second penalty. In the end, he's going to drop behind his teammate at this rate. Yeah. Falcon is in. Falcon pits from the lead. I mean, I knew he had to, but I thought he was going to stay out longer and wait. But he's onto the soft tyres, and well, he's going to be out ahead of Tim, but that doesn't really say much at this point. So personally, I'm a bit intrigued here as to what is happening. I would have waited for like a safety car situation, as Matty has retaken P2. They will now try this group will now want to catch Marcel. This is going to put them all in a better spot. This is going to give them all a shot at victory. So if Matty could break away and be the only one to get into Marcel's DRS, but I don't think that's happening, as he's already in, but he's bringing Sean and Ian Mo with him. There we go, everybody's back together. Everyone has got a shot at the race win at this stage. And I think Matty, is he close enough? Does he really want to challenge? Yes, he does. He fancies a move. The Aston Martin's flashing, so this might be a good opportunity here. But he doesn't immediately pass him into turn 4. He has to fight it through the exit of 5. But does he still have better tyres? That is the question now. He's 4.5 tenths away. Can he pull more in this S section now? Through this complex he can get like a 7/10 gap, and there it is, over 7/10 away. Use some battery here and then have a really perfect stadium section that looked decent. 8/10, 8.5, 9/10 second. No, not quite. Not quite got the gap here to Marcel. Now he does across the finish line, but that's not enough. Marcel's going to have DRS. The question is, are the Mercedes going to be pressurizing? And yes, Sean is indeed. He's trying to get past here, but that means that he closes the gap down. Although now they're side by side, Marcel is fighting this. Not a smart thing to do, as Marcel now not got a great exit, and Yin is trying to get past here on the outside into 4. Does he have the confidence on the brakes to lunge it around the outside? Yes, he does. He's got the inside for 5. Is he going to get the exit? Yes, he is. The hard tyre is seemingly still not necessarily the better tyre, even with the outside line, which should technically give you a bit more momentum. But Yin down the inside of 5, 6 and 7, and he's made the pass. Now is the question, can Sean keep up? How good is his his stadium section going to be here? And I feel like it's still not going to be enough for Matty. It isn't. 8.5 tenths. Sean is absolutely still here. He's right on it, and he's lost some time battling Marcel, but this could have been the lap. But I think now we have a situation where he can't drop Sean unless he uses immense amount of batteries, and even if he does, I'm not sure he can do it. I am not convinced that he can do it. So Matty will have to play along with Sean here. He'll have to save his battery and just wait. And it is cruel if you have to wait out there in the lead. You don't have anybody to slipstream, you don't get DRS, but if you don't use any battery, they might have to go past you, or at least, even if they don't go past you, you still regenerate a lot. Although he is 6/10 away, if he can just pull more out through this S section, maybe this corner, getting better through here. But Sean with DRS here is going to close in, and it's not going to be within the realms of Matty's possibilities to pull out a 1 second lead here. I think it's exactly as I said. But what is going to be totally different here is Marcel is out of battery on his hards. He's really desperate to try and keep up with that lead group, but he just can't. He's 2 seconds back. And now Janne is going to use all the battery he's got left. He was flashing as well, but he's on mediums, and they just seem to have more grip. I said the hards are not a great race tyre. You really have to manage to switch them on And he's going to be on a mad chase now to get that top pack as Yin goes past Matty as well. So he's either not got the pace, maybe his tyres a bit more worn. I mean, it can always depend on what tyre pressures you run as well. Maybe they're overheating. I don't know. But we've got a Mercedes double lead right now. So this could be spicy. Jan is closing in 1.5 seconds back, and I think he is definitely going to drop the Aston through this bit. Let's go on board with him as we see a bit of understeer through that hairpin, but I think everybody gets that. A little bit, not quite got the gap to Marcel. Marcel just hanging on, and this could be crucial. Are we going to see a Mercedes internal battle here though? It's going to be teammate on teammate, but if you do it in a straight line, you don't really lose any time, and it's actually quite efficient to make a lot of pace here. But it also puts Sean, who still got the slipstream but no DRS, it puts him in a little bit of a danger spot against Matty, who's not going for it yet. RX Racer is going to be passed here by everybody, so he's not going to give anyone DRS and spice things up here. And well, I can confirm that Jana has now broken DRS to Marcel in the Aston Martin. At least I believe he must have now. Oh, the Mercedes are, I think, swapping again, but this time Matty slips past into P2. This could prove a very interesting situation here. This could get a little bit out of hand maybe in the last 1 or 2 laps here. And we're closing in on that phase now. And we've got Jan, who's still not quite rid of Marcel entirely. Marcel just hanging on, and I think maybe the hards are now switching on a bit. The mediums are getting worse. Maybe they've hit tyre wear now. And Marcel is coming back, but I think he managed to hang on to Jan for 2-3 laps, and maybe he was able to recharge a tiny bit of battery, because Jana is flashing, Marcel isn't, so yeah, we'll see. But Jana is now within DRS to the ones ahead, to the lead group, but I think Marcel's got DRS off of the Williams still. Very curious. As Matty passes Sean, Yin passes both of them. But I think Matty's not upset with that. I think Matty's happy to sit back and wait a little bit here. But Sean went on the attack on him, although I think now Jan might go for it. Yes, he is, into turn 4. Down the inside, we're seeing a move here. Williams versus Mercedes, but he's not made it. He's not made it through. He's not passed, but he is close, and Sean has nearly lost DRS to the cars ahead. He has lost DRS to the cars ahead. Now this does put him in a very bad position indeed. If he can't get back within DRS, although he has it now, but if Matty's clever, he's going to push now to be as close as possible through the stadium here, as Jana gets a 3-second time penalty. He would have beaten Yin and Sean on the basis of not having a penalty up until this point, but he does now as well. And Matty and Marcel, the only ones up here not having a pen. So, yellow flag, that's for Falcon, I believe. No, Marcel, sorry. I'm stupid. Marcel is out of contention for the lead. He's gone. He's not fighting for this race win anymore. Oh, that's a good exit from Jan. Look at this. He let himself drop back a bit through the chicane, but he's now got the exit. He's got the run with the DRS. Which side is he going to go? Inside line, into 4. He's tried it beforehand. And now, round the outside of 5. Is he going to get squeezed out? No, not this time. He's more alongside. But through this double right, he can't pull it around the outside, and he's not going to get to the inside there of the S section. That's a bit ridiculous. But he's desperate, I think, to pass now. He's very close here. Is he going to do it into the stadium? That would be an interesting move. He's going to try. But I think you want to do it really on the start-finish straight. That's the place to make an overtake. Just blasting past here with DRS, and then you've got DRS on the second one to help you along there. And he's doing exactly that now. It's the thing, all these things I'm saying here, he knows those things. They all know those things, at least I'd like to think so. And there you go, he's passed. And he's now going to try and get within 3 seconds. No, sorry, that doesn't make any sense. Ignore me. He's got to pen himself. What am I talking about? Tim is into the pits. Tim is going for fastest lap, is he not? Yes, he is. Onto soft tyres. Tim has 24 seconds worth of penalties. Oh well. Falcon's got a 3-second time penalty. That doesn't really make a huge difference now, does it? Matti doesn't have to pass Ian. He can just stay where he is right now. But if he challenges, he's running the risk to get damage himself, but he might also hold them up enough for his teammate to join the fight. But I think that's a bit ridiculous on the last lap. 3.5 seconds is a bit too much. But, you know, these guys, yes, they're only racing in the virtual world, but that doesn't make them not real racers. They are real racers, and they have pride. And as you can see, Matti is really still keeping very close here. I think he wants this win on track. I think he wants to make that move and win it fair and square. Although you'd have to say winning it due to a track limit penalty is also fair and square. And he doesn't go for the move. Sean is going to pull out on Janne, threatening him there, but it's not happening. It is not happening. Matti wins from Yin, from Janne, from Sean, from Falcon in P5. Marcel had a bit of a mess up there as we follow Tim, who's on for a fastest lap of the race. So he's got a purple first sector, so he's on it. He's on target. Let's just stay on board with him here as he goes into this S section. This is going to be crucial. How well is he going to do this? And that looked pretty good to me. Bit of an off track there, but it's a purple second sector. If he doesn't mess this up big time in the stadium here. Ooh, that was a penalty. I'm not sure if the lap is going to be valid. The penalty itself doesn't really matter anymore at this stage. Is he gonna get it? Purple lap, definitely, but is it gonna count? Well, Tim finishes 7th. This is why you still finish the race. You can still get the fastest lap in the end. Oh, be careful there. Slippery. Somebody's already spilled some champagne there. It's a 1:17.7 for Tim. It seems to be counting. And I mean, that's a mighty lap time if you compare it to the other ones there. Although, yeah, well, he didn't have that much ERS to use, so maybe using a little bit less battery than you would in qualifying trim. So, fair enough, yeah. He's already done the full race, you know, and it's you're already a bit tired then. Concentration's not the same as... It just doesn't feel the same as a qualifying run. It just isn't. Exactly the same thing if you do it at the end of the race. But yeah, that's it for the race today. Hope you've really enjoyed it. Tune in next week for the next round if we get enough people to even have a race. I mean, it's sort of marginal here really. But I hope you've enjoyed. Have a great time. Enjoy your week. Have a good week, and yeah, as I said, hopefully see you next week. I'll try and remember to put community posts out with the final standings and penalties if there is any.